Hey guys, how's it going? Professor Shackle here, your coach of the Dark Cave Dark Rise. Today I'll be going over our Week 8 battle for APA Ascension. Our opponents for the week are the Hammerlock Hydras, coached by Coach Gammon. If you're wondering why I did not upload for a while, it's because we actually ended up getting a forfeit win for a Week 7 battle versus Seattle Primariners and Coach Kerrigan. So we're sitting at a nice 6-1 plus 9 differential, and I think we're third in the table at before this game. Our opponent for the week also have done really well and are actually top of the table, I believe, heading into this clash. So this is a bit of a top of the table clash. So it should be a good one. So without much further ado, let's jump into the matchup. Our opponent has a roster of Tornadus Therian, Alakazam, Infernape, Obstagoon, Mega Garchomp, Gorgeist, Lantern, Ditto, Granbull, Marini, and Fortress. This is a pretty solid roster. You can see why they're like 6-1 because Tornadus T is Broken Mon, and with heavy duty boots, it's just like even more broken this generation. It also got Nasty Plot with DLC, so yeah, huge threat. Alakazam, also the benefactor of Nasty Plot, so really scary threat. Also with the Sash counter set is annoying and can check Sand as well. Infernape with priority. Obstagoon is just impossible to switch into. Garchomp is really good this generation as well with no hidden power ice. Lantern's really annoying for my Pidgeot. I'm not really gonna go into much detail about what the best sets are for each Pokemon, the best sets I expect to come, just because they're potential playoff opponents and I don't want to reveal strats or inadvertently help them. So yeah, the 6 I do expect to come are Tornadus T, Infernape, Garchomp, Lantern, Fortress, and toss up between Obstagoon, Zam, Gorgeist for the last slot. So yeah, so now let's jump into the team builder to see what we're bringing this week. I decided to first of all put up a Choice Scarf Florges on my team with Moonblast, Giga Drain, and the last 2 moves are just filler basically. I don't think I'm gonna click any other move other than Moonblast. Our opponent doesn't have a Fairy Resist. The Fairy Resist is Fortress, which still takes 30% from Florges. Less if they're not Def, but I expect them to be physically defensive. So that's why I just thought, okay, let's just rock with the Agility Florges and with the Choice Scarf Florges and fire some powerful Moonblast. Florges actually has a pretty good special attack stat, so I think it 2-hit KOs almost everything on their roster, which is pretty cool. Next up, we have our Larios again with another interesting set. Life Orb, max special attack, speed to outspeed Obstagoon by 1. And we're running the Agility 3 attack set this time, with the 3 attacks being Ice Beam, Aura Sphere, and Psychic. So Ice Beam is just for the Tornadus T, Garchomp. Aura Sphere is so I can hit the Obstagoon, and then Psychic is pretty good coverage versus everything else. Again, this doesn't hit Fortress, but because Fortress Def is pretty awful, Psychic still does 40% to this. And this is our main breaker for the week. And I think it can put in work, especially if it gets an aggressive agility off after scaring off Mega Garchomp maybe. Then this set can put in work for sure. As their switch-ins are not the best to Laddie. Next up, we have our usual defensive Wishiwashi, but we're not running Restock for a change, deciding to switch it up a little, but we're still max Fizdef to kind of help with Infernape and Garchomp. Doesn't really help with Garchomp, but it does help with Infernape for sure. Leftovers for recovery, Protect just to get more leftovers recovery. Ice Beam is for the Tornadus T and the Mega Garchomp. U-turn is to U-turn on the Lantern, which would probably come in on this, or maybe the Fortress. And Earthquake in the last slot, which is for the Lantern as well as the Infernape. Yeah, pretty basic defensive set just to sponge like hits from Infernape and Garchomp. Next up, we have Golisopod making its debut for the team with a pretty bulky offensive set and like dual priority in Aquajet and First Impression. Leech Life for recovery, and it's like the only thing that resists Leech Life on his team is the Granbull and Fortress. So again, like pretty easy to spam Leech Life. And then Knockoff is just to get rid of leftovers on Lantern and like leftovers on Fortress, leftovers on Granbull. Pretty good set. This can switch into Mega Garchomp kind of and fire off a powerful First Impression to hopefully put it in range of like Excadrill or like a Larios' Psychic, because then we don't even have to like predict with the Ice Beam and we can just fire off Psychic. Next up, we have Tyranitar with the Choppleberry. Pretty defensive, but it's mixed attacking with Stone Edge, Crunch, Ice Beam, and Flamethrower. Stone Edge is for the Tornadus T and the Infernape. Fortress, Lantern hits them all pretty hard because Tyranitar has a pretty good attack stat. Crunch is again good stab for like every Zam, Torn, again, like, and it's 100% accurate compared to Stone Edge, so that's another good stab. Ice Beam is for the Mega Garchomp, hits it a little harder. And Flamethrower is for the Fortress, again, hits it harder because Fortress Pedef is bad. Sets up Sand for Excadrill as usual. Choppleberry is because this is like our main response to Nasty Plot, Tornadus T, and Nasty Plot Zam. So hopefully with the Chopple we can live. I don't remember if this lives a +2 Focus Blast from Zam. I think it lives from Tornadus T. But yeah. Again, it should be able to set up Sand and like hopefully get a KO or put things in range of KOs for Drill or Laddie. And finally, we have Excadrill again. This is also Chopple, just in case the Infernape. I expect the Infernape to not be Scarf and just have like priority Mach Punch or something. So Choppleberry would ensure that we can get revenged by Infernape. Max attack, the speed I believe is enough to outspeed Tornadus T by 1 point after a Rapid Spin. And I expect Tornadus to be max speed just because our Pidgeot and Tornadus T speed tie. Sword Stance to boost our attack. Iron Head is just pretty good stab versus his team. The only resists are like Lantern and Fortress, and Earthquake hits them hard. And Rapid Spin to get rid of hazards and get the speed boost. So yeah, that's our team. It's a pretty basic build, not as comprehensive as other weeks. As I said, I'm not trying to reveal like too many creative sets, just because I might want to reuse them for playoffs if we do meet. So yeah, as you can see, our opponent brought a team of Tornadus T, Alakazam, Mega Garchomp, Fortress, Lantern, and Infernape. No Gorgeist was kind of interesting because they don't really have an Earthquake resist on the team. Like, I know Torn is a immunity, but it doesn't really appreciate Iron Head. So yeah, it was kind of interesting. As for leads, I thought my best lead was just Tyranitar. It led pretty well versus versus his entire team, except like maybe Lantern, but except Infernape, which can like U-turn and get momentum and also do a lot of damage to us. But we had like Wishy-Washy for it, so I decided to just lead off Tyranitar and like fire off a powerful attack and get chip on whatever wants to switch in or like stay in, because I knew nothing could kill me in one hit. So yeah, so I decided to lead off with Tyranitar as they lead off with Tornadus T, which is like a very common usual lead. I expected this to like U-turn or something, so I thought Crunch was really free because their only resist is Infernape, which still takes a lot. So yeah, I decided to just fire off a Crunch as they switch out, probably scouting for like a Scarf Tyranitar, which could blow back the turn 1, which is a good play by them, like good scout. And they go Garchomp, and as we go for Crunch and miss, and I was like, so Crunch is 100% accurate, and this is Mega Garchomp, so I can only hold its Mega Stone. So I was like, oh, they're running Sand Whale, And I actually didn't know this was legal, because usually evasion moves and abilities are banned, but in APA, only evasion moves are banned, not abilities. So it's perfectly legal for them to run Sandwave, which caught me a little off guard. And this also kind of unfortunate because now I don't know what this Garchomp is. Like if this is bulky or if this is just max attack, or what, or if I could stay in or not. So yeah, kind of unfortunate for sure. And here, because when it megas, it'll get Sand Force, so it'll probably kill us with Earthquake. I decided to just switch out into my Golisopod, which should be able to tank an Earthquake, as they decide to make the safe play of going for rocks. I think they lived an Ice Beam from like Tyranitar at full health, so that's why the crunch was like crucial. The another reason why it was crucial was if I got crunch off with first impression, this thing would probably be in range of Excadrill, but now obviously it's not gonna be. Here I decided to just click first impression. I wanted to get damage on this thing because Garchomp is a huge threat. And again, they don't really have a switch into this. I guess they could go Torn, but if I click knockoff, that's not good for them. If they go Lantern, they take a lot of damage. So yeah, I decided to just click first impression and do clean 36% to Mega Garchomp. Like this thing is bulky, so that's pretty cool from Golisopod. They go for Stone Edge, activate an emergency exit, but this gives me a free Lottie. And here, Psychic kills this, so I decided to just click Psychic in case they go like Lantern to Scout, which I thought would be Spadef for Mega Pidgeot. But they actually go Tornadus T and reveal their Assault Vest, which is interesting to know. So, like, usually I think a Nasty Plot Tornadus T is really like threatening, or Boots is usually the preferred item, so Assault Vest in Gen 8 is still like interesting. Here, I didn't really have a knock switch in because of like all the hazards and the Life Orb recoil, so I decided to stay in and hope that this was special, and like just had like it was negative attack nature, so I'd lift the knock and then I could agility and kill this thing after. And if they knocked off my Life Orb, I could actually stay in versus a lot of their Pokemons and not die. Like maybe get another kill. But they revealed to be physical and kill us with knockoff. I didn't really have another play there because nothing on my team appreciated that. So yeah, and I couldn't go into Tyranitar because Sand was up, so I wouldn't have been able to reset it. But here I can go Tyranitar and set up the Sand again. I thought they would preserve this just because they didn't have a Fairy Resist. So I thought they might save this for the Florges, or they might save this for so that Excadrill didn't have a free Earthquake like I would have to predict. But they decided to just Superpower, and I actually clicked Ice Beam thinking they would go Garchomp again because they live a crunch. But they stayed in, and Ice Beam obviously doesn't kill because I'm not invested in. So yeah, and they're able to pick off my Tyranitar with another superpower, which is really unfortunate, but this does give us Drill and does give us a free Rapid Spin, as they decide to save Torn, which is a good play on their end because now again, I can't click Earthquake as freely, so like I always have to be aggressive with my Excadrill now. Here, the way they brought this in, I know this is physically defensive and has Body Press, so I just switch out into my Wishy-Washy knowing I'll take nothing from this. And yeah, they do like 21%, which I can heal back with leftovers. Here, I know they'd be afraid of like a Scald, which could do a lot of damage, so I decided to just click U-turn as in comes the Lantern. We still do a lot of damage to this, so like, which is pretty interesting. I can get a free Drill here, and here I make an aggressive play and click Sword Stance, expecting the Tornadus or Fortress to come in, so I could pressure them with Earthquake or Iron Head the next turn. Here, since the Taunt comes in and I have Chople, I can just Rapid Spin, get my speed boost, and be faster than the rest of his team. So that's what I do. And Infernip comes in. I think it was a roll to kill my set. But if they were like a boosting item, I think they killed. So I just decided to switch because I could always, now that Taunt was gone, if I got in versus the Lantern, Earthquake forced the kill, I believe. So I decided to just stay in and go into Wishy-Washy. As the click Mach Punch do like pitiful damage. And here I clicked the Earthquake expecting the Lantern to come in. Because of the U-turn damage, like U-turn did 26%, I thought the Earthquake would be like a good chance at killing it. I clicked the Earthquake as they go make a Garchomp this time, scouting for it, which is good. Like again, good prep on by good scout by them, good play by them. I click Protect just to get a more round of leftovers, and then I stay in and click Ice Beam to pick off Garchomp. So yeah, but still things are looking bad. But if you can get some more chip on the Lantern and Fortress, Scarf Florges could still win. Here I decided to just click U-turn. It was too scary to let it set up a nasty plot for free. Especially since I expected the Sash, so I click U-turn as they do go for a greedy nasty plot and break their Sash. And I can go into Gliscor freely and click off another first impression. They go Fortress, which tanks easily. I decided to get rid of its leftovers so it couldn't switch in repeatedly to Excadrill as they click Volt Switch and kill my Gliscor and go into Zam. I go into Florges because it's the only thing faster than this. And again, they don't have a Fairy Resist on the team. I click Moonblast, and this Lantern eats like it's Bedef. So, yeah, like I need a little more chip on this for Florges to sweep. Here, I thought they would click Volt Switch or Scald, expecting like a hard drill. So I decided to stay in the first time and click Moonblast. But they clicked Toxic, and I was like, okay, this is bad because I need to kill things quickly now before the Toxic racks up. So, and now here I thought they would click Volt Switch and go in Fernape, like get it in safely, and then Flare Blitz or Gunk would kill me. So I decided to go Excadrill and call that out, but they actually clicked Scald, which is, yeah, I mean, like, I guess a good play. And actually get the burn, which is really unfortunate because we could have actually killed this thing and then forced the Infernape to come out. But yeah, like here I don't have another play. I can just go Florges and I actually click Giga Drain, but like do pitiful damage because this Lantern is so bulky. And they click Volt Switch now, no drawback play, and they can go Infernape pretty safely. I decide to like switch out so I can switch back into Scarf Moonblast. As they click Blitz, which is their best play, and yeah, they kill my Wishy-Washy with Blitz, and I mean, this game is over, but I was hoping to get another kill. I click Moonblast, but it doesn't actually kill, but the recoil kills. But I think I put him in Blaze, like, I don't think that was Iron Fist, I'm not sure. And they kill the Florges, and that'll be our Week 8 battle. Kind of unfortunate, like the loss, like obviously I didn't play as good as I have in like the last like our week 6 battle where I played to start really well. So yeah, definitely a little rusty after not playing for like 2 weeks. I also played this right after team tour game, so yeah, I don't know, but definitely good prep by my opponent, and they played pretty well, and like they've been using their team really well, and like it shows why they're number 1. So with this we go 6-2, and I think we're like 5th or 6th now, just because the differential is bad compared to the other teams, but we still pretty good shout for playoff. I think if we win 1 out of our 2 remaining games, we clinch playoffs for sure. I'm not sure what I need to get top 4 and get the first round bye. I probably need to win both my games for that to happen. So yeah, our next week battle will also probably be a little late just because I'm moving this week, so I'll be pushing off playing till I get Wi-Fi at the new place. So yeah, until then, I'll see you and have a nice day.